States to better respond and manage the challenges ahead. With that, I thank you for your attention and look forward to your questions.
Thank you very much. This has been very, very enlightening. You know, when I've done town hall meetings back in my district, this probably gets more people's dander up than anything else. And I know when we've had votes on the floor to either defund or significantly reduce the funding to Pakistan, it's always done very well. Most of the voters that I come into contact with wonder why in the heck we give people money that actually aid and abet those that commit terrorist acts across the globe. The other thing that I've got to wonder, the other countries that we try to influence, don't they think we're a bunch of chumps? I mean, that's the other thing that I've got to wonder is that, you know, they see us as being so stupid, and it kind of reminds me, you know, I wasn't there, but in some of the movies I've seen about how the old mafia used to deal with businesses, come take money from them to protect them, so to speak. It kind of seems reminiscent of that to me. It's like paying the mafia off, but no good is going to come of it in the end. So, Mr. Roggio, you suggested that we just cut off all funding completely to Pakistan and go ahead and move with whatever is required to declare them a state sponsor of terrorism, and then also, you know, look at limiting travel for those from Pakistan to the United States, and possibly even look at trade. I'm a believer that if we just cut off the funding, it's not going to be enough. If we just cut off the funding, I don't think it's going to be significant enough to them, to the other resources they get from the bad guys. And so I'm wondering, why in the world have we continued to pursue this policy of, you know, I don't know, giving them money when we know all the bad things that they're doing? Why have we done this policy in the first place? I guess I could understand in the first place why we did it, because there was some assistance, you know, in the war with terrorism with Pakistan or with Afghanistan. But now I don't understand the rationale. Could you or Ambassador, any of you, give me the rationale why we're still doing it? Do you and what other options do we have right now?
Well, I believe that part of the reason for continuing to pursue this approach has been the belief, and Pakistanis are very clever in manipulating us, I have to say that, number one. The belief that they are about to change. You cannot believe, Chairman, that so many times that they notice that things are moving possibly towards a change in our policy, then at that time they take an initiative to make it hard for us to then actually go through with it. So they know how to, right. And you've noticed recently when there has been again pressure on them towards isolating them, they reach out to distinguished members of Congress, they invite them for visits, they charm them, they promise once again, and even the exact statement from ourselves that are surprising in the face of facts as they are, because we are polite people and we don't want to insult our hosts. So I think the Pakistani ability to manipulate by their actions in part has been a factor.
We've been manipulated by a lot of countries.
Yeah,
North Korea,
yeah,
as an example. I mean, I'll go back to, there's a word for that. They're making chumps out of us.
We're playing, if I might use an undiplomatic term, we've been patsies.
Patsy, chump,
yeah, right.
idiot. Well, most Americans out there see through all of this,
Yeah.
and yet, you know, our so-called leaders don't really get it. I can't even contemplate why on God's green earth we even thought for a nanosecond about the F-16 sale.
Right.
I'm glad that it's been scuttled, but none of it makes any sense at all. Mr. Roggio, you had a comment.
Yeah, just quickly. I mean, I think with the F-16 sales, I mean, obviously someone's going to make money off of that, and there's a lobby in Congress, of course, to push sales through like that. No secret. But I also think that a lot of people, in the case of the aid that's going to Pakistan, do think that it's going to do good. But the reality is that Pakistani madrasas are still cranking out thousands upon thousands of potential jihadists who are going to join the Taliban or any of these other so-called good militant groups, good Taliban groups. So whatever we are providing, it's not working. It's not changing Pakistani society. It's not changing Pakistani education. So I think there certainly is. I understand that we think we're doing good, but in the end, as you said, they're treating us like chumps. They recognize it. And we're more than willing to keep handing out money to Pakistan, so why wouldn't they take it?
I just have one other quick question, because we've all asked questions from the State Department when they've come about Dr. Afridi and what they've done to try to secure his release. And every time it's the same, mantra, oh, we talked to him about that. Are they doing enough?
Absolutely not. Look, he's being held in order to punish the United States for what we did to kill Osama bin Laden. By all rights, he should be a hero in Pakistan, as he is here, and he's being held to punish us, to punish him, and to send a message to any other Pakistani willing to help us that if you go ahead and do this, this is your fate. Honestly, I'm surprised he's alive.
Thank you, Mr. Sherman.
I'll pick up right there. Ambassador, what if we cut half of all aid to Pakistan in